All right, good morning. Day two. Just woke up here. Slept pretty decent last night. Kind of tossed and turned a little bit, but earlier in the morning, I know I zonked out. Kind of cool. I got up maybe like 5 or something, and saw the fog off the Missouri River in the field. It was really neat. Right when the sun was breaking up. Yeah, so we're just kind of slowly breaking camp here, making some coffee, charging some things up. It should be a good day. We got 52 miles. We're going to try and stay at Steamboat Junction Campground. I think it's a little private thing that you pay like cash for, right off the trail. I think the nearest town is like McKittrick, which is like our last kind of supply really. There's not a lot besides a couple small maybe restaurants for the next like 90 miles after that, unless you want to go way off the trail. But yeah, so we're gonna just make sure to resupply so we have enough stuff. There's always water on the trail, usually at the trailheads, but food can be scarce on this section coming up. So yeah, just slowly breaking down camp and enjoying our coffee and breakfast. And yeah, day 2 on the Katy. All right, we are leaving Beyond the Trail RV Park. It was a nice place. Not terribly expensive. Like I said, I think it was like $30, but it was good. There was only one other group camping, 2 cyclists that were doing the Katy Trail out and back. They were on their way back from Clinton, and they started at the beginning. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, plenty of sites. I think there's like 10 or more than that for bike camping, and they have showers and a little pavilion area. So totally worth it. And the fact that the brewery was practically across the street made it that much better, although kind of stunk that it closed at 5. But yeah, so we got 53-ish miles today, and yeah, just getting started. It's about 9 a.m., so not bad for the first day. We're gonna hit the dusty trail, literally the dusty trail. Amazing how many people on this trail are doing long distance bike packing or touring. I'd say we've passed at least 24 people that had backpacking or touring gear on this trail. This section has been very very busy too. Lots of bikes going both ways. Must be a very popular area. The only time I've been on the Katy was in November, and obviously that's very off season, so there weren't many people. And I was not in this area. So very cool to see all these people out. Oh, look at all these people up here. Yeah. Morning. Morning. All right, we made it to Dutzow. We're gonna stop here for lunch. I took a little break in Augusta and met some guys that were traveling from Kansas City and were local. And originally tonight we're gonna stay at the Steamboat Junction campground. It's kind of like a private one right on the trail, but they highly recommended Hermann. They said they live around here and go there all the time. A bunch of little restaurants, wineries, distilleries, breweries, I guess. And they have camping in the city park. So I think we're going to do that instead and change this like what would be a 52-mile day into like a 45, and then tomorrow's 43-mile day we'll just add 10 miles to. So definitely going to check that out. And first we'll have to make sure that the restaurants and stuff are open because it is going to be Sunday night. But yeah, so we're going to stop here in Dutzow at this little restaurant and deli and have lunch. Starving. We're about 15 miles down. All right, we're headed off the trail a little bit. Gonna go visit Daniel Boone and his wife's gravesite. Daniel Boone's gravesite, her former gravesite, and his wife, just to check it out. I think it's less than a mile off the trail. It's right after Dutzow. This is pretty interesting. It's up on this huge hill. There's other grave markers here too from like the very early 1800s. It's really neat. Like I said, it's just not even a mile off the trail. It's definitely worth checking out. Apricot. It's like an apricot. All right, so this may be a record of my last day on Earth here. We think this is a permission, or what did I call it? Persimmon. Persimmon. We think this is a persimmon. I'm gonna eat it. If not, this will be a video documentary of my last day on Earth. So only the ripe ones are on the ground. My dad's been eating them though, and he's been fine for the last 30 seconds. Oh yeah, very sweet, pretty good. Yeah, that's really good.
So if we run into more, we may consider some recipes.
Ones in the trees are not ripe, but the ones on the ground are ripe. Yeah, these are pretty good. Good find.
Maybe that's, we'll have
Hopefully I'm still alive later. So we're not staying here, but I wanted to check it out anyway. We're in Marthasville right now at the ballpark. That's right south of the trail. And they have a sign over here, and it says camping $5 a person. And if you need a shower, there's 2 numbers to call. So I'm sure they come and unlock it. Not bad. There's some shelters here and stuff, so it'd be a nice place. If it's raining. Yeah, cool. So maybe we'll stay. I've looked at several options, and this was one that we're potentially going to stay at, depending on where we started. But it looks like a decent place to camp, and I see they have outlets too. So, all right, we're gonna press on here.
Usually we have 2 or 3 tables there. Go sit down inside. Along the window, we'll set them up.
All right, we are almost to our turnoff point in McKittrick, where we're gonna hop on 19 and head south over the Missouri River to Hermann, where we're gonna have dinner and camp in the city park there.
instead of going to the Steamboat Junction campground. So, by recommendation of a local, they said Hermann's a cool town and lots of stuff to check out there. So we're gonna do that. Like I said earlier, that'll subtract 10 miles from today, but add 10 miles to tomorrow. So it'll just make tomorrow a 52 instead of a 42. Maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, beautiful. So it's about 4:30. We're making a decent time. We've just been stopping and resting and enjoying the ride. Had like open fields to forested areas. We had the river next to us. Huge, like 100-foot bluffs to the right. It's pretty scenic. A wide variety of scenery. Alright, we are on the spur to Hermann heading south. Maybe about 2 miles, I think. Ah, the pavement is so nice.
Turn right onto Schiller Street, then turn left onto East 2nd Street.
Yeah, they weren't lying. Hermann is a cool looking town. It's an old like German settlement. Germans really like their hills, that's for sure. Alright, we made it to the Tin Mill Brewery. We're gonna get something to eat here and a beer or two, and then head to the city park, which is I think maybe a mile and a half from here. So just gonna enjoy ourselves. It's about 5 o'clock, and I think this place closes at 7, and it gets dark at 7. So perfect, absolutely perfect. There's also an Amtrak stop on this in this town here. You can take the River Runner to either go St. Louis or Kansas City. So, yeah, looking forward to get a nice ice cold beer. Yeah, this town of Hermann is really cool. It's a pretty large downtown area too. It's all old historic buildings. I think there's about 1,000 wineries, 500 breweries, and 700 distilleries. Alright, so when I had looked at the camping options in Hermann, even though we weren't going to camp on this trip, I looked at it as a possible place or an alternative. And we got talked into it by some locals that were riding from Kansas City that said, you got to go there, it's awesome. Well, the camping options, the only camping option I thought there was is in the city park, which is, in the city, and you got to pay for it. They have showers, but it's like maybe a mile and a half from the downtown area. One of the guys, when we were stopped talking to these locals, was a guy riding through, and he said he camped in Hermann, and it was by the railroad tracks, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't think there was camping there. Well, we just ran into him again. And he's camping here, and there are other people camping here. So I think this is an option. Right next to across from the Amtrak station, between the river and the Amtrak station. So there's already like tents here by some people canoeing. I guess the police have already come through, and when he was setting up his tent, didn't say anything. So this must be a viable option. And they do have electrical outlets and a pavilion and a bathroom here. So this is where we're gonna camp. Can't beat free, and we can just wash up in the restroom. Alright, so I think we're going to call this home for the night here. Totally free. There's no donation boxes or anything, so that's pretty awesome. You could even camp like behind me there by the river, but I think this is a nice flat spot with some green grass. Should be nice and comfy. So we're going to get our tent set up and yeah, just relax for a little bit. Alright, we got camp all set up here. Sure, it's gonna be a nice peaceful, quiet night because I'm not close to any railroad tracks. My tent's right there and the railroad tracks are right there. So it's probably going to be a loud night, but I don't know. I kind of like that. Whatever. They actually have electricity here at these poles too, so I'm able to charge everything. So I got the plug right there. My dad fighting with his air mattress over there. But yeah, we're pretty much all set up, and yeah, we're just gonna hang out for a little bit and then go to bed. So I will see you guys on the next one.